Hola, hello, welcome, bienvenidos a Magic Yoga. This is Pili. I'm gonna guide you today through a short little practice. So it's kind of like you're waking up and you go into your mat. You have a floor sequence to get you pumping and kind of moving and stretching the hips and things like that, the shoulders, and then we'll go through Sun A. It's a little bit of a fun, creative little flow. The floor sequence will be 3 times. The first time I explain it, second time we kind of learn it, third time you kind of feel it. The same with our Sun A. That's it. Let's start in the child's pose. You got this. I know you just woke up, but we gotta wake up and start moving the body before that coffee cup. Bring your forehead down, belly and chest in between the thighs. Again, if you want to stretch your lower back, then you can close the knees. If you want more of a stretch into the hips, then you open the knees and then you just drape everything in between. Forehead goes down into the ground. Really extend the arms. Walk your fingertips forward until you can't stretch anymore. So you actually feel like an active stretch into your shoulder blades. Once you're here, maybe you rock your head side to side. You let it feel good for your sinuses. Maybe you have some tension into your forehead. And then you start letting all the breath out. Taking a big inhale. And then opening the mouth, letting it go. Just getting ready for a practice. Take a big inhale. Open the mouth, release. One more inhale. Sip in a little bit more. Hold at the top. Open, let it go. Now seal the lips, breathing through the nose. Out of the nose. Creating a slight constriction in the back of the throat. Creating a strong, powerful breath. That will guide us. That breath will guide us through our practice. Relax the jaw, relax the face. Notice how the child's pose feels into the body. Let the bones get heavy. On your next inhale, you start walking your hands slowly towards the right side of the mat, bringing the hands outside of the mat, and then just bringing your body down, stretching, trying to kind of reach the hips towards that left hip. So you really stretch through the left side of the body, the left shoulder blade, and you breathe into the back side of the body here. You breathe into that left rib. One more breath. Next inhale, we walk all the way to the other side, bringing the hands outside of the left side of the mat, bringing your body down, kind of reaching the hips towards the right heel, dropping your forehead down if you can, feeling the stretch into the right side of the body, breathe into the back body, that right shoulder blade. Next inhale, start walking your hands back to center and start bringing in your exhale your body all the way into your tabletop. Once you get into your tabletop, we start some movement. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward, actively pressing the tailbone up into the sky for your cow. And then exhale, doming around the spine, pressing into the hands, looking back towards your inner thighs, your belly button. 2 more times. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward. And then exhale, dome around the spine. Look towards your belly button. Relax the head. One more. Inhale. Really pushing the tailbone up so that way you're dropping the belly and you stretch through the belly. And then exhale, doming around the spine, separating those shoulder blades, feeling the stretch into the spine. Next, inhale, neutral spine. Your right hand comes up and overhead. You open through the right. And then on your exhale, the right hand threads to that hole that you have in between the left knee and the left wrist, bringing the right shoulder towards the mat. And your right temple comes down into the mat. Now, think about pressing the hips slightly towards the right, just a little bit. So that way you really push into that shoulder blade on the right, the one that is on the mat, and you feel the stretch. Now, before we lift up on our next inhale, I want you to find on your brain your left hand, okay? And then your right hand. Now, left hand is going to go towards your left heel, and you're going to take a big inhale. You're going to lift the torso, lift the arms. Left hand comes towards your left heel. Right hand comes up and overhead. Half camel. Really opening through the front of the body, pressing the thighs forward, the chest forward, opening. And then on your exhale, right hand comes down into the middle of the mat. Swivel the right ankle towards the right and extend the left leg long, and left hand comes up and overhead. You're in a modified side plank. Notice now that right side of the body, really stretching. Make sure that left shoulder, it's back, that you're not bringing it forward, and that you're opening through the chest. On your next exhale, we're going to sit down into a wide leg forward fold. So you have two options. Do you want to feel like, oh, I'm still not strong enough, I just woke up, or, I don't really want to do that. So you're just going to drop the right hip into the ground and bring the right leg in front of you and fold. You have another option in where if you have already gone through the day and you're already like, oh, I'm already warmed up a little bit, then from your modified side plank, you can just push into that right hand so that way that right leg can come forward, and then you can sit down. So you have options to do things. Sometimes it's really early in the morning for me and I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. And once you get to your wide leg forward fold, bring the tailbone back. Bring that pelvis forward, and then just fold forward, stretching through the inner thighs. Relax the thighs, relax those quads. Let it go. Next inhale, lift the torso. Bring the right sole of the foot inside of the left leg. And on your exhale, you slide that left hand down the left leg, and you bring the right hand up and overhead, really stretching this time into this little part of the waist right here that usually sometimes is like, oh, this is pinching, I need to stretch it. Breathing, looking up, opening through the chest. Again, don't bring the shoulder forward, bring it back. Next, inhale, bring the right hand towards the mat. Left foot outside of the right thigh. We're going into a seated twist. So that's an inhale to bring the leg forward, and then exhale to twist, bringing the right elbow outside of the left thigh and twisting towards the opposite side. Next inhale, you untwist. That left foot goes towards the top of the mat. You adjust a little bit, and to your exhale, you move into your lizard, opening through the hip. Maybe you bring the forearms down if you want it. Maybe you just bring the hands down. Maybe you stay in stillness. Maybe you open the hip to the side and you move around and wiggle. I'm a big wiggler. I like to wiggle a lot. I don't like stillness too much. I have that sassy, fiery Spanish in me. So I love wiggling around and moving around. I'm that flowy, annoying girl in that yoga class that is like, why does she keep moving? And then on your exhale, half splits. You're bringing the hips back, extending that left leg in front of you, and just grabbing maybe a block, or maybe you just bring both hands to each side of the mat. If you have a block, you just grab those blocks into each side, and you're here. Breathing. Next inhale, re-bend that front knee, bring the hands down and just slide that foot all the way back into your tabletop. Now we have another side. On the inhale, the left arm this time lifts into the sky, twisting through the torso. Ooh, that felt good. And then exhale, you bring that left hand, you thread it through the right and bringing the left shoulder down, left temple down. Again, you're gonna slightly push the hips towards the left this time, so that way you feel a little bit more of a stretch into that shoulder blade. Now while you're here breathing, think about locating your right hand and your left hand. So you locate your right hand, you locate your left hand. Right hand, when you lift, is gonna go all the way back towards your right heel, and then the left hand is gonna go up in the sky. So on your inhale, right hand goes all the way towards your right heel, and left hand lifts into the sky. You're in that half camel, opening through the front side of the body, pushing the thighs and pelvis forward. And then exhale, left hand plants into the center of the mat. Extend the right leg, right arm comes high. You're in that modified side plank. Taking a big inhale here, breathing through the body. I guess next inhale, we're pushing that left leg in front. How do you want to do it? Maybe you sit down and you bring that foot in front. Maybe you just press into that left hand and bring it forward. And then you fold. Exhale, let it go. Next inhale, left sole of the foot goes inside of the right. And then exhale, side stretch. Bringing that left hand towards the right foot. Feeling that stretch right here in that little pinching area where the waist feels like it's like, oh, getting heavy into the hip. Next inhale, you bring the torso up. Right sole of the foot goes outside of the left thigh this time. We're going into that seated twist. You can see now my back side of the body. I'm trying to press that right hip down. Usually we have that tendency of bringing it up, and that's okay. That usually happens, and that's totally normal. But if you try to press it down, you're gonna feel a really nice stretch into that glute area and that hip area. Inhale, unravel. Bring that right of the foot to the top of the mat. Adjust yourself. And then exhale, you're in your lizard. Again, this is the first time on your lizard. What do you want to do? Do you want to find stillness and stay here? Or maybe you want to open the knee, move around, do whatever you need, wiggle around. As long as it feels good and you're moving, who cares, right? Next inhale, you start shifting back, and then exhale, you have your half splits. Again, you can always bring blocks into each side of the body, so that way you're right here. Relax the face. Inhale, rebend the front knee, press into your hands, slide that right foot back. We're gonna go into child's pose. Okay, we're gonna do that 2 more times, but we're gonna move much faster, okay? Now that I explain each pose, now we're gonna go 1 breath per movement. The second time, you're gonna get slightly lost, and that's okay. And the third time, you're gonna be like, oh, I got it. I know where I'm going. Inhale, shift forward, drop the belly. Exhale, dome around the spine for cat. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, dome around. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right hand comes into the sky. We're gonna go into that thread the needle. Exhale, threading that right hand towards the left, bringing the right shoulder down. Again, take a feel of breathe. Inhale here. Hand, that left hand is gonna go to your left heel. Take an exhale. And then inhale, reach high, left hand towards your left heel, right hand up and overhead, going into half camel. On your exhale, right hand plants into the center of the mat, swivel the right ankle, extend the left leg. You're in your modified side plank. And then on your exhale, we're gonna press, we're gonna slide that leg forward, and we're gonna fold right here. Taking a big inhale. Exhale, softening. Inhale, lifting the torso, bringing the right sole of the foot inside of the left leg. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, lifting up. We're going into that seated twist. Left sole of the foot outside of the right thigh. And then exhale to twist. Inhale to unravel, to bring that left foot to the top of the mat. And then exhale to stay here for your lizard. Inhale to bring the hips back. And then exhale to stay here for your half splits. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, left hand. Exhale, thread. Find your left hand. Inhale, bring that left hand towards your left heel. Bring the right hand up and overhead, half camel. And then exhale, plant your left hand, swivel the left ankle, modify side plank on the inhale. On your exhale, press into your left hand, bring that left leg in front, and then exhale, fold. We take a big inhale here. We stay for the exhale. Inhale, lift the torso, bring that left sole of the foot inside of the right. Exhale, take that side stretch. Inhale, lift up, bring the right sole of the foot outside of the left thigh. Exhale, you twist. Inhale, unravel, right foot to the top of the mat. Adjust yourself. Exhale, you're in your lizard. Inhale, bring your hips back. Exhale, fold into the half splits. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, back to your tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, dome around. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, cat. Going back to your cow, inhale. Last cat, exhale. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, thread. Inhale, left hand towards your left heel, half camel. Exhale, plant your right hand. Going into that modified side plank. Take a big inhale. Exhale, going into your wild leg forward fold. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, right sole of the foot inside of the left leg. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, lift up. Going into seated twist. Exhale, seated twist. Left foot outside of the right thigh. Going into lizard. Inhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Adjust yourself. Exhale, you stay. Inhale, push back. Exhale, you stay. Inhale, you rebend. Exhale, you go into your tabletop. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, thread. Find your right hand. Inhale, right hand, right heel. Exhale, left hand plants. Inhale, modify side plank. Exhale, going into your wild leg forward fold. Stay here, one breath. Sink a little bit deeper. Left sole of the foot inside of the right. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, bring that right sole of the foot outside of the left. Exhale, twist. Inhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Adjust. Exhale, stay. Going into half splits. Inhale. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, child's pose. Now our body is warm. Our hips are stretched. Our spine is warm. We have twists. We've done side stretches. We'll move into our Sun A to get the heart rate slightly elevated. Inhale, going into your tabletop, tucking in the toes. Exhale, downward dog. It's your first downward dog of your practice. Move slowly here. Maybe you want to paddle the feet. Maybe you want to rock the hips side to side. Just notice how this pose feels into the body. Again, make sure that you're gripping into the hands, your triceps, so you're trying to bring them back. Kneecaps lift, engage your quads. And this time on your next inhale, you're gonna look forward and we're gonna go into our shins. So the first time we're just gonna modify and we're gonna bring one shin into the ground and then bring the other shin into the ground. That's your exhale. Just like that. Nothing more, just bringing one shin. Sorry, that was the inhale. And then in the exhale, you're gonna press into your hands, okay? And you're just gonna try it out. We're gonna modify first, and we're gonna do the first round modify. You're gonna press into your hand, and then you're gonna bring one foot in, and then the next foot in. And then your exhale, your forward fold, letting everything go. Press into your feet, engage the legs, go all the way up to standing. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Opening through the chest. Inhale, cactus in the arms. Mini back bend here, bringing those shoulder blades to touch. And then exhale, slightly hinging from the hips, slightly bending the knees and hinging from the hips. Try to not lock those knees. Once you're here and you have the knees bent and you're in your forward fold, now is whenever you can start straining the legs and bringing the tailbone up into the sky to get a little bit deeper. If you lock your knees right away, it's going to be harder for your hamstrings to kind of open into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a high plank. On your inhale, you shift forward, lower the knees if you need to. Exhale, you lower all the way down. Inhale, mini cobra, bringing the shoulder blades back. And then exhale, folding. Press into your hands, inhale, tabletop. Tuck in the toes, exhale, downward dog. We're gonna go through these 2 more times. This time I'm gonna show you hopping into your shins. It doesn't have to look pretty. Nothing has to look pretty. We're just practicing, we're just having fun, we're just moving around the mat. So on your inhale, you look forward, and then on your exhale, your shins come into the top of the mat. Okay? Take a big inhale, and then exhale, push into your hands, and go into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up into the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach high. Cactus, the elbows open through the chest. Take a mini back bend. And then exhale, fold over the legs, bend those knees, don't lock them, so that way you can create space for the hamstring to then unbend those knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Inhale, shift forward slightly, lower the knees if you need to. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press into the hands, tabletop. Exhale, downward dog. Last round. Inhale, look forward, get into your tiptoes. Exhale, hop to the top of the mat, shins. Press on your inhale, bring those hips high. Exhale, forward fold. Doesn't have to be perfect. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let go. Inhale, reach to the sky, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's open the chest one last time. Inhale. And then exhale, hands back to heart center. Stay here. Thumbs to your sternum. Strong feet. Feeling the earth. Feeling the heart. The breath. Tune in. Keep breathing. Getting back to a regular breath. One more breath. Thank you so much for letting me guide you today. This was just a little bit pick me up in the mornings. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.